It's time for another safari story, and this is going to be connected to Tigress Solo. If you don't know her story, I'll put some links down below to my YouTube channel. You can learn entirely about her story and how I tracked her from the age she was just a cub and all the way till the time that she was poisoned by poachers. But let's get to the story. Let's not get emotional. Sometimes, whenever I talk about solo, I get emotional. This is a long story. I put in a lot of effort into narrating these stories, so I hope you'll watch it till the end and share it with your family and friends. The idea is to make you guys feel that you're sitting next to me by the campfire in this beautiful surrounding right after the sun goes down and listening to these stories. So it happened in on January 24th, 2020. Right before COVID, I was turning 24 years old, and as the tradition goes, I love to spend my birthdays in Bandhavgarh on a full day safari. So that time, it was just me, Gudda, and Rajesh, and I was filming also, but also enjoying my birthday. And I'll give you a little bit of a backstory, okay? Solo and her cubs were taking over this area called Sehra, and they were being frequently sighted in Magdi zone. And once she's taken it over, she realized over time there were a lot of different tigers encroaching on her territory. There were as much as 9 tigers encroaching on her territory. At that time, 3 of Dottie's male cubs had almost reached adulthood, so they were kind of coming this side from the north. Then there was the other female with cubs coming from another side. There was Bamera's son, who, of course, at that time we knew that he was not the father of the cubs. Mangu was the father of cubs. Bamera and Solo had a fight. There were some other unknown tigers that were coming in and out, and Solo was incredibly and increasingly stressed. तो एक दिन क्या हुआ दिसंबर में, एंड बाय द वे आई कीप स्विचिंग बैक इन हिंदी इंग्लिश क्योंकि लॉट ऑफ पीपल से कि यार थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बोला करो यार, तो ये उनके लिए थोड़ा. तो क्या हुआ दिसंबर 2019 में हमें न्यूज़ आई कि सोलो cubs have gone missing. Not all of them, but one. And that was very concerning because she's a breeding female. उसके cubs healthy थे. पूरे 2019 हमने document किया था उसके cubs को. And अभी बस 8-10 महीने के थे. तो this was pretty concerning कि क्या हो गया cubs को. Then I started asking people around. I started asking forest department, and they said yes, they're trying to find it. And suddenly ये female जो हर रोज दिख रही थी, suddenly her sighting stopped. She was so bold, but her sighting stopped. She was nowhere to be seen. There were no pug marks of Solo. There were no pug marks of Solo's cubs. And we started fearing that maybe Solo is dead. Maybe something happened. Maybe she's left the territory or gotten poisoned or killed by another tiger while trying to defend her cubs. And for 3 weeks, they weren't seen. 3.5-4 weeks went by. And then January 24th, I was on a full day safari. I'd been in Bandhavgarh for a very long time already, almost a month and a half at that time, doing back-to-back either privately guided safaris or filming. So on 24th, जब हम film कर रहे थे, सुबह morning में we reached Solo's territory around 6:30 a.m. And immediately we saw that Sahara grassland में left से right तरफ एक drag mark था. And immediately we were like, oh my god, this is a fresh kill. And we got up, we saw exactly where the tigress had gone and saw that the drag looked like a chota sa animal tha, not bahut chota but medium size. So we thought it's a female cheetal. सांबर बहुत बड़े होते हैं and male cheetal भी काफ़ी बड़े होते हैं. Track बिल्कुल linear था and track जो tiger के थे वो लग रहा था कि it is a female tiger. So we sat there and waited. Almost around 9 a.m., the bushes on the right, just about 150-200 meters, they started moving. So we started getting up, we started from the binoculars, and within about a minute or two, out came a tigress. She came closer and closer, and both Gudavi and I realized, oh my god, this is Solo. And I was so happy that she's alive, she's well, she's actually hunting, and it was just amazing to see her. So that was the first big birthday gift on the 24th. And then, of course, she would have probably killed that deer, hid it, and once she ate a little bit, she came out either to go call for her cubs or go get some water. So coming back to the cubs, we thought, okay, Solo is here, where are the cubs? Immediately, we had informed the forest department about Solo's whereabouts because she's being seen after a very long, and we need to tell them. So they scrambled all across to try finding the cubs, but for the next few hours they couldn't find. And then they decided, because the elephants that they were using to find the cubs, they don't operate in the afternoon. It's too difficult for the elephants to operate in the afternoon. So they decided that they're going to resume the search on the next day, and they didn't want to do it on foot because it's very risky. What if Solo sees these people as threat to the cubs? So of course we were on a full day, we were allowed to be there. So we decided ki, we're going to keep circling Solo's territory just to see if there are signs of tiger activity, any other tigers or even her cubs. Because Solo, when she came, she left and went towards an area that is enclosed into a valley, the place we call Sehra Dadra. And from Dadra it goes towards Umarha Nala. And that patch is quite a large patch, and it's in a valley. So she went there, and of course alarm calls kept coming. So after we took a huge loop of Solo's territory, we decided to have some lunch. After lunch, we got back into Solo's territory and went to the area where we left her. And we realized suddenly the alarm calls are still coming. But इस बार क्या था कि alarm calls बिल्कुल different तरह से थे. Typically this is for leopard. And I started thinking in my mind, maybe yes, it's a leopard, which is very dangerous, or maybe it's something else. And I was just sitting. Gudabhiya fell asleep, Rajesh fell asleep, and I was just sitting, and there was a beautiful landscape in front of me. The forest opened up, and I could see just a tunnel of bamboo. And as I was sitting, something caught my eye, and for a second it didn't register. And then I was like, oh, tiger. Suddenly, both Gudabhiya and Rajesh got up. And then first tiger came, second tiger. And this is why the monkeys were sounding an alarm call like a leopard, right? Because these tigers were small, just the size of a leopard. They were indeed Solo's cubs. So 2 tigers came. Finally, Rajesh spotted the third one. The third came through. And we were hoping, okay, maybe the fourth one, maybe she's alive, maybe she's not. Because, the last time she was seen after she went missing, or rather the last time she was seen before she went missing, she had a gash on her shoulder. And miraculously, the fourth one showed up. And I had tears in my eyes. It was just such a beautiful moment to see all 4 cubs alive and well. And then they crossed quite near us to the road. Then they went into the Dadra grasslands, they went to the Sehra grasslands, and towards the area where the mother had made the kill. We didn't see the mother taking them. Maybe she had already, come, talk to them, and then went back to the kill and told them, and they continued through. The fourth one, who was at the end, was looking quite weak, quite nervous. She had a gash on her shoulder, but it was completely healed by now. And that's how I celebrated my 24th birthday. I think it was the best gift I could have gotten, spending the entire day in search of Solo and her cubs. And then finally getting that, we informed the forest department that Solo and cubs are indeed alive and well. And it was just amazing. So I spent the entire evening with them. After they ate, they came close to the vehicle because they were very curious, They would smell like this and come very close to the vehicle. The male also snarled at me. Here are some photos of it as well. And it was quite sad to leave them that evening. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that story. If you liked it, please share it with your family and friends. And if you want to hear more stories, let me know in the comments below. And do check out the entire story on Solo on my YouTube channel. Alright, see you next time. Bye-bye.